NBC Sports puts all the pieces together, blending a tradition rich in memories with innovation and the latest in television technology. Great moments come alive on NBC Sports.
Baseball takes over as most of you will see the New York Mets with the best record in the majors going against the vastly improved Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field in the Windy City. Or some of you will see the world champion Minnesota Twins as they continue their winning ways in the AL West. Last night they beat Oakland and trailed by only 5 games, but American League home run leader Jose Canseco and the Athletics look to bounce back this afternoon. But first, NBC Sports presents Major League Baseball. An inside look brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken is home. And by the Miller Brewing Company, sole sponsor of the U.S. Olympic Training Centers. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Marv Albert, and welcome back to our New York studios as we make the transition from tennis to baseball. And coming up on the pregame show, David Letterman will join us to conduct, well, a different kind of interview with Mets pitching sensation David Cone, kind of up close and perhaps a bit on the personal side, and a talk with Lou Piniella as he begins his second go-round as manager of the Yankees. Up next, we give David Letterman a chance to sharpen up on his interviewing skills as he prepares to make his return to late night next Tuesday. So Dave will chat with Met phenom David Cone. All right, Dave, I know this is going to be good for you. I know you've been preparing for days.
I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, you know how I have prepared for this? I've been doing a lot of shoplifting in 7-Elevens, and then I ask for the videotape from the surveillance camera later, and I study it and see how I look and use it for makeup pointers and so forth.
Any particular questions that you've prepared?
I want to know if it would be possible for David Cone, say his family came to the park, would it be possible for him to introduce them to Mookie Wilson with a straight face? You know, Mom, Dad, I'd like you to meet Mookie. I don't know.
Well, obviously, I feel I still can pitch. I mean, my fastball is not what it once was, and I prefer not to play on AstroTurf. I'd rather pitch on grass. But I still think I can contribute. I feel I could work with Lou. I could even work with Billy Martin. I mean, I work with Art Garfunkel, so I know what it's like to work under pressure.
I should point out Paul Simon spoke those words 2 years ago when it was Lou in and Billy out, and here we go again. Such are the cyclical fortunes of recycled men. You may want to jot that down. With the writer's strike in effect since early March, Late Night with David Letterman has been strictly a rerun city. So as a public service, and that Dave has not been in front of a camera in months and is undoubtedly stale, we here on the pregame show are providing an opportunity for him to get back to it. So earlier this week at Shea Stadium, we arranged for Dave to interview pitcher David Cone, who has had a standout year for the New York Mets. He's emerged with a record of 9-1 coming off that victory over the Cubs yesterday afternoon. So here it is. Dave, I know it's been a while since your last
4 months,
TV appearance,
4 months
but
since I've been on TV.
You have to pull yourself together. This will be good for you.
This will be a little training exercise for me.
Absolutely. This is David Cone of the New York Mets.
Nice
David Letterman, and Dave, good luck. It's all yours.
Thank you very much. I used to have a television show on NBC.
Yeah, I watched it a couple of times.
Moderately successful.
Yeah, moderately.
Yes. Listen, Marv, we certainly enjoy those non-titled bouts from Italy.
Thank you very much.
More of those, please.
More of the fight doctor also.
Yeah. So I thought what I'd do is I made some notes here, and we're just going to do kind of a dummy interview. Is that all right?
That's fine with me.
Okay. Are you relaxed?
Yeah, fairly relaxed.
Okay. As a boy growing up, you did grow up as a boy, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Did you have dreams of becoming a major league pitcher?
Yes, Dave, I did. I dreamed since the day I could pick up a wiffle ball bat that I'd play for the Kansas City Royals.
And you did, didn't you?
I actually did. I lived out that dream, and it didn't last too long. But
well, the problem was the wiffle ball bat.
That was it, yeah.
I don't think I've lost it, Marv. As a boy, I also had a dream. I dreamed that one day I would grow up and become a major league bullpen catcher.
That's an inspiring.
Yeah. All right, David, I have some questions for you here that I jotted down when I knew Marv was arranging this for us. Okay. First question. At the end of the season, thank you, do you get to keep your uniform?
Yeah, we do, as long as we promise not to sell it.
Not to sell it.
Yeah, we have to actually keep it.
Okay. All right.
That was a good one, dude.
I don't have a follow-up for that.
That was good.
All right. Number 3 here. Would you ever say you're in a real tight game? Say you're working on a no-hitter like you were not too long ago. Would you ever consider throwing a game to avoid being on Kiner's corner?
You know, now that you mention it, I might have to give that some thought.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly seems to be the reasonable reply there. All right. Okay. Now here's one. This is like a story problem. In math, you'd have story problems. Who do you think weighs more now, Los Angeles Dodger manager Tommy Lasorda or Cincinnati Reds owner Marge Schott?
I think it's neck and neck right now.
Yeah, it is pretty close, isn't it?
It's a toss-up.
Yeah. Okay, number 5. Oh, this is good. You have to apply a little logic here. You and I have something in common. You grew up in Kansas City. I grew up in Indianapolis. You're playing Major League Baseball, and I used to have a television show. But we have something else in common. Do you know what that is?
Not right offhand.
Okay. When you and I work, when we both go to work, both of us wear a cup.
We'll both wear a cup, huh?
Yeah.
What's the purpose for you?
Oh, come on. You haven't seen the show, have you?
Yes, I have. Okay, I can understand that.
All right, now, how are we doing on time, Marv?
We're closing in on the conclusion.
Okay, I have one final question. This is another one I want you to think. Just let your mind run wild. Which would you rather have now? Now think about this seriously. A career-threatening injury. Think about it. You're 25. You're thinking you got the world ahead of you. You're looking at Cooperstown. Everything is falling into place. But think about this. Would you rather have a career-threatening injury or Whitey Herzog's haircut?
I think I'd rather blow out my knee.
Coincidentally, Whitey blew out his hair, I believe. This has been great fun. Thanks, Marv.
And that Whitey does have a fine sense of humor. I know that he will not be upset with Dave Letterman or David Cohn. I, in this particular situation, merely an innocent bystander. And we are glad we're able to get Dave ready.